Hello, welcome to the Great Commission Alliance Media channel. I'm Brandon Cox, and I'm introducing to you a new series called Great Commission Tools Spotlight. We want to bring you different tools and resources that will help make evangelism, discipleship, leadership, apologetics, studying God's Word, all those different things more approachable and transferable. Meaning that anyone can do this, anyone can get started, and the way that you do it, the tools you can use those to encourage and equip others. You can train your small group or your church, your family, your sphere of influence. So let's get started. We're going to look at some Great Commission Alliance media tools. We're familiar with them. They've been field tested, and we think they bring a lot of value. You can find our tools and resources at greatcommissionalliance.org under Media and Shop. This is our webpage, and I'm going to cruise through this because you could read the descriptions on your own. I'm going to tell you why I love these resources and how I use them. Everyday Impact is a 31-day devotional. It will help you have a fresh perspective in God's Word and reorient your heart so that you can get your heart right before you go out and talk to people. And I use this book. The appendices in the back are full of evangelism trainings and encouragements, first steps. You could use the appendices to train your small group or church. I love the Great Commission Leadership Workbook. It helps you just get started. First half of the book is about getting your heart right and growing in leadership personally. And the second half is growing into the ministry that God gave you to lead. And once again, the appendices are full of different spiritual gifts surveys, how to put together a sermon, how to study God's Word. It's just full of just really helpful encouragements. We put our leadership students through this workbook, and we also put our new staff through this. So it's just an overall just good introduction to ministry. And I love that the first half of the book is really focusing on your own heart and becoming the leader that God made you to be. Next is our Following Jesus Discipleship Essentials workbook. We call this the Discipleship Packet. It's a 13-week guide to get in God's Word with someone. It's especially helpful for a new believer. It goes over the foundations of the Christian faith, but really it's for everyone because it helps you really focus on loving God first, loving others, and then doing the Great Commission. Finally, we have the Best Facts workbook. It's a resource put together of 9 great arguments for God, Christianity, and the Bible. You'll be able to go through each one and fill it in as a workbook. And really, it should be able to prepare you ultimately to just really give a good defense for the Christian faith. I use the 9 different arguments. I've memorized them, and I use them in evangelistic conversations very often. Another discipleship resource we have is called the OneYear Discipleship. You can find that at greatcommissionalliance.org/OYD. We have it translated in several different languages, and let me give you a sneak peek of the English one. Basically, the idea is if you met up with someone 1 week, every week for a whole year, this will help you get into God's Word. It has different passages, but discipleship is more than just getting in God's Word together. So it has about going out witnessing and practicing your testimony, studying key things like salvation, and so anyways, working on your identity. This is a tool we put together, and we try to make it so it could be available in different cultures and different languages, different contexts, and you can get started and have a whole year's worth of discipleship content. You can come up with your own content for year 2, or just repeat this. Train your leadership team to go through this with someone and teach them to go through it with someone else, and multiplication can happen in your sphere of influence. And finally, I want to talk to you about the tracts that we have under greatcommissionalliance.org/shop. The first one is the Finding Jesus Gospel Tract. This tract was put together with a special lens of just seeing the good news of the gospel and hearing it through Jesus' own red letter words from the Bible. We've seen in society, some people might not trust the Bible, some people might not trust the church, but we've seen people have a really high view of Jesus. So it adds a ton of credibility of sharing the good news of the gospel from Jesus. Every page we could say, Jesus said this. And it's a great tract for going through with your friends in your sphere of influence. The other tract that we just put together is a follow-up to the Best Facts workbook, but this one's in tract form. So you can walk up to someone in conversation and you can go through this. And like I said, it's 9 good arguments for God, Christianity in the Bible. Each one has discussion questions, and you can ask them if this makes sense, if this is logical. And so they can walk away understanding that there is a coherent defense to the Christian worldview, and they can respond if they're interested to the gospel. That wraps up this spotlight on Great Commission Alliance tools and resources. You can check them out for yourselves. You can look forward to upcoming videos going more in depth, training you and going through these resources. And please leave a comment below of your favorite Great Commission tools and resources that you use. And you can look forward to upcoming videos of our favorite ones from other ministries and ones that we use a lot for evangelism, discipleship, apologetics, leadership, studying God's Word, things like that. Until next time, thanks for watching.